What's up, YouTube? Jamie Woods, another video, sports channel. Let's get it. Alright, guys. So it is championship weekend for Europe. So we got the Champions League, we got the Europa League. Alright, so some magnificent teams this year. I think we're gonna have two great finals this year. Last year, we had Liverpool winning their 6th title against Tottenham, and I literally thought that was going to be a good matchup because both teams knew each other very well. They faced each other at least 2-3 times last season. So I was like, oh, maybe they might have a classic game in the Champions League. That's all I care about. We had a great Champions League last year. What ended up happening was it was a very boring, shitty game. Salah had a fucking penalty like a minute or two into the game, which I literally disagreed with. And then my man Origi closed it off last year with that late screamer to cement Liverpool's 6th title. And then last year, of course, I believe Chelsea beat Arsenal in the Europa League. It was an all-English championship weekend last year. However, this year, it's a little bit unexpected. I would never assume that PSG, out of all teams, would be in the final. PSG is a bunch of choke artists, let's admit it. Every single season, they always choke. A couple years ago, they choked against Barcelona in that comeback, that amazing comeback where PSG was leading by a bunch of goals. And then the next game, Barcelona came out of nowhere to beat them to advance. PSG was eliminated. And then who can ever forget that Manchester United game last year where, PSG was leading, very similar score on aggregate, and then the second game, Manchester United came back with a crazy comeback in Paris to win the game. And look at the lineups, guys. PSG's lineup compared to our lineup last year was very lopsided. I thought PSG was going to demolish us, even without Neymar, but that didn't happen. PSG, for some reason, I don't know what's going on with these guys. They always choke, even with the amount of talent that they have. But this year, I thought the same thing. They're going to choke. Sooner or later, they're going to choke. When is it they're going to choke? Dortmund was beating them by a couple goals, and that was with fans. And then the second game was without fans in Paris, and then PSG ended up coming back, winning the game. So I was like, oh, maybe it's because they had no fans. That's probably why. Then it was PSG against, I believe, who was it? Who did PSG? It was Atalanta. Yeah, it was PSG versus Atalanta. And I'm like, yo, this is going to be a great game because Atalanta is a very good offense. PSG has a very good offense. You're going to have two high-powered offenses. And Atalanta was winning the game. And I was like, oh, Atalanta's going to advance. PSG came out of nowhere in the last couple minutes to win that game. They scored 2 late goals to win that game, to come back. That was pretty crazy. And then they ended up beating, was it Leipzig? Yeah, it was Leipzig. They beat Leipzig, which is a very talented young team in Germany. They beat Leipzig dominantly. Angel Di Maria had a big game. But if you think about it, guys, that team is loaded. You have Mbappe, Neymar, Icardi, Di Maria, Maratti. Their defense is alright. It's good enough to do it. Their midfield is good. Their attack is great. And on top of that, like, this is the team that had Cavani at one point. Imagine they still had Cavani in this team. They had depth. They have depth in this team, guys. However, on the flip side, you got Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, to me, since January, have been the most dominant team in Europe. Easily. More than Real Madrid, more than Liverpool, more than any other. They've been the most dominant team since January. That guy Flick has really transformed this team. They have a bunch of stars in this team. Alphonso Davies is probably beginning to be one of the best left backs in the world, if he's not already the best left back in the world, because I still think Robertson's there. You got a loaded midfield. A loaded midfield, guys. Their midfield is great. You got Coleman, Goretzka, Thiago. They have so many people on that midfield. Their bench is stacked. They can bring anyone in and fucking shoot 1 or 2 goals on you. They got Thomas Mueller, who's still performing at a high level, even at his age. My man Lewandowski deserves to be Ballon d'Or this year. He deserves to be the best player in the world this year, guys. He's had the best campaign out of anybody. And if he wins the Champions League, you know what type of season? First of all, Bayern Munich has the opportunity to complete the treble. So they got their domestic league title, right? Then they have their cup title that they have, and now they're this close to winning the Champions League. they can complete a treble. If you're telling me Lewandowski doesn't deserve to be player of the year after the campaign he's had this year, you're bullshitting me. You're bullshitting yourself. Lewandowski's probably the best player in the world right now. He's had the best season. This team, and to think that Leroy Sané is going to be a part of this team next year. You know how dangerous this team is? They could possibly repeat next year. Easily. Dortmund ain't going to fucking challenge them. Dortmund is Dortmund is the club where they get a bunch of talent, a bunch of young talent, and they're doing great. And then once they get bigger, then they sell them for money, for more money, and then they keep bringing young players in. This mentality right here is cool, but it's a glorified youth academy. That's what Dortmund is. It's a glorified youth academy. That's what it turned into. If they can keep those players, have a big team mindset, I think Dortmund can go far. But the fact that they keep releasing their players and selling them and all this type of shit, this is why they won't compete with Bayern. That's their biggest fucking competitor. Bayern can do this all over again next year, guys. They have a loaded team. They're keeping a lot of their players. People seem happy there. Flick is doing an amazing job. They're going to dominate Germany and possibly even dominate the Champions League again. So now, who do I think is going to win between Bayern Munich and PSG? While I would love PSG to get their first title, Bayern Munich is way too strong of a team. Every team they face, they dominated. They made Barcelona look like a small team. They dominated, I believe, was it Lyon? They dominated Lyon. They dominated Chelsea. They've dominated every single team, even in their own fucking league. Domination all the way through. PSG has dominated their own domestic league. However, they don't really have as much, both leagues don't really have too much competition, to be honest with you. But they dominated their own league. PSG dominated everything. The only thing they have not dominated is the Champions League. This is why I want PSG to win. I'm also a big Neymar fan. I love Mbappe. I love PSG. I love their jerseys. I love the whole Paris food. I just wish they can win. So my heart wants PSG to win. However, my mind is like Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich's going to do it. Bayern Munich, I think these teams are going to line up very well. It's going to be very interesting to see Mbappe versus Davies. It's going to be very interesting to see how Germany is going to be, Bayern Munich is going to be able to handle PSG, or how Bayern Munich is going to be able to handle PSG's attack. Because we all know Mbappe and Neymar. Neymar's been on fire the last couple games. And don't ever doubt Mbappe. Mbappe has big game experience, just like Neymar does. Mbappe's been in a World Cup final. A lot of those players on the field, of course Bayern Munich players have been in the World Cup final, some of them. But a lot of those players have never been in a World Cup final. They don't understand that type of pressure. However, Mbappe does. And I think he's going to bring that big game experience into this game along with Neymar, who's been in plenty of big games. Same thing goes with Bayern Munich. They do have their guys, Thomas Muller and all those guys. They've been in World Cup finals and big games. It's going to be an amazing final, man. I have a feeling it's going to be an amazing final. I think both of these teams line up very well compared to the semifinals where it was a Titan versus a small team. It just didn't line up well, and both of those teams got spanked. I think these two giants right here are going to go toe-to-toe. It's going to be a heavyweight fight, blow for blow. My prediction score for this game, guys, I think this game is going to be it's going to be a lot closer. This game can only go two ways, guys. It can either be a blowout, a Bayern Munich blowout, or a close game where Bayern Munich wins. I think I'll bet my money on either two of those results. However, I'm going to go with a closer game just because of the firepower PSG has with Mbappe, Icardi, and Neymar. I think this game is going to be 3-2. I think with the power that Bayern Munich has, they can easily score 3 goals. And then with the power that PSG has, they can score more than a goal. I think this game is going to be 3-2 Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich's going to win. All right, spoiler alert. All right, for Europa League. Now, Europa League, fuck Europa League. I'm mad. Manchester United got eliminated the other week. We did terrible. We lost to Sevilla. Sevilla was a much better team. They outperformed us and where it really mattered. And congrats to Sevilla. However, Sevilla, let me tell y'all something. Inter Milan is an amazing team. Lukaku is performing at a high level. Martinez is performing at a high level. They have a great team on their hands. They have Eriksen and all these people. They just picked up Hakimi from Real Madrid. Inter is going to be even better next year. Conte is an amazing manager. For some reason, Conte, every time he takes over a team, he wins a fucking trophy with that team. The first season. Every first season he's ever had. That guy is an amazing manager. He deserves to be up there with one of the best managers. And I think Inter, Atalanta, and Juventus is going to be a great three-way race next year. Inter is going to get much better next year. But Inter, compared to Sevilla, I think this is going to be a decent game. However, I think with the firepower that Inter has and the chemistry that they have with Lukaku, Martinez, and all these guys, the pair up between those two, the way the team is functioning on all cylinders and Conte's tactics and all that, I think Inter Milan's going to end up taking this, guys. I put money on it. I think Inter Milan's going to take this. I predict that the score is going to be 2-1 Inter Milan. I don't think this game is going to be as entertaining as the Champions League final. I think Champions League final is just going to be 4th of July out there in the football field. It's going to be 4th of July with all those fireworks. I think this game is going to be a little more slow paced compared to the other game. But it's still going to be a decent game. I think it's going to be 2-1 Inter Milan. Inter Milan's going to win another. Have they won the Europa League before? I'm not quite sure. I think they have. I don't know. Inter Milan is such a very historic franchise, but they're going to win the Europa League this year, nonetheless. I would have loved to see a Manchester United Inter Milan game, but we got to settle for the next best thing, which is Inter Milan Sevilla. So I got Inter Milan 2-1 to Sevilla. They're gonna take it, and so is Bayern Munich. However, if PSG wins, I wouldn't have a problem with that, guys. But enjoy your weekend, guys. It's gonna be a great weekend of football. The Premier League is gonna start mid-September. The schedule's already out, I'm assuming, and then the rest of the league is gonna begin mid-September to late September. So it's gonna be a next good couple months, a couple weeks. I know I've been slacking with the videos, guys, but it's been kind of a dry spell. I'm trying to get more into basketball to make more basketball videos, but football is going to be starting very soon as well, American football. So it's going to be interesting. Soccer is going to be beginning mid-September. So it's going to be, once September rolls around, things are going to get a lot more consistent, a lot more better with this channel. All right, guys, I'm trying to make another podcast. But, guys, that is the video for today. Peace out.